like your hair like that. It looks good.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Jim, I have been interviewing actors. I'll level with you 20 years. And how come we have never met before?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know, actually. I probably either I've been out of the country working or sneaking around somewhere doing some nefarious character in some film. And I guess our paths never crossed, but I'm glad they finally have.
It's not that you avoid interviews, obviously.
No, I don't avoid interviews. I think it's a little hypocritical of actors who say, you know, they don't want to be bothered with their fans, they don't want to do interviews, they don't want to sign autographs. Well, why are they making a living being a public personality if they don't want to do? I find that so totally annoying when actors do that. But I guess if they have their reasons, they're entitled to them.
It's like, and I know you worked with Bette Davis in a TV drama, The Disappearance of Amy, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it's like one time I asked her about what she thought about people, actors who said, oh, I'm so shy.
Right.
Now, you would know Miss Davis. You know, she said, how? And she just bellered.
She's the best. I mean, I remember when I worked with her, it was really hot on the set. We were working in Denver. And, you know, there were a lot of extras. It was a courtroom drama. And there were literally hundreds of extras, and they would, one at a time, just come up to her all day long and ask for autographs. And I mean, you know, she's the lady who's getting on her. I mean, you'd never know it from how wonderful she is to work with, but and she was wearing these really heavy, it was a period piece, really heavy clothes, and it was very hot under the lights and so on. She was as gracious and as nice as you could ever, sign autographs for them all and so on. And I thought, I wonder if there's a correlation, and I know there is, between a woman of this kind of grace and dignity and human compassion on the simplest level with the kind of talent that she has. And I truly believe that the ones who say they're shy and have that kind of hypocrisy probably won't be around that long, so we really don't have to worry about what they have to say.
Now, you worked also in the same project with Faye Dunaway.
Mm-hmm.
How would you compare those two ladies?
Well, I think on a family television show it would be hard for me to make my feelings about Faye Dunaway clear. She was...
You don't like her?
Well, I don't like people who think that they're the star and someone else is not worthy of being treated like a human being. She was, for my taste and my judgment, and who am I to judge, I guess, but, you know, quite rude to the extras. I mean, my attitude is if Bette Davis can sign autographs for anybody, you know, that Faye Dunaway should be giving away Mercedes-Benzes as floor prizes. But anyway, I'm sorry. I just, you know, I mean, Bette Davis is one of the reasons the American cinema has the kind of cachet in the world that it has. I mean, she is a great woman and a great actress. And I think, I mean, I remember she came on the set one day and Faye sort of said, what's that dress she's wearing? Get her out of that dress. It's the wrong color and so on. I mean, I just don't think that, it's not my view that anyone should talk to or about Bette Davis in that way. You know, Bette Davis is just, I think, one of the great legends of the American cinema, and I think she should be treated with some kind of dignity and respect. She was awfully nice to me.
I couldn't agree with you more. Let's talk about this movie, Against All Odds, because there is a car chase in this that I think is just one of the great things I've seen in recent years. Now, were you really on Sunset Boulevard?
Oh, yes, we were really on Sunset Boulevard.
How did you do that?
It wasn't, it's, to the people in Dallas and Fort Worth, perhaps I'm sure that they're pretty familiar from the movie Sunset Boulevard, but Sunset Boulevard, in fact, is the main artery of Los Angeles, and in the area where we shot, as you know from the film, and as those of the audience who will see the film soon, the area where we shot was a very windy part of Sunset. In fact, where Dead Man's Curve is, which speaks for itself. And Kerry Lofton, who was my stunt double, was the stunt driver for Bullet and French Connection. They did all the driving, but anytime you see Jeff Bridges or myself behind the wheel of the car, we were in fact driving for those shots. Because the nature of the two cars, we had the Ferrari Quattrovalvole and the Porsche Cabriolet, they couldn't be towed, so we actually had to do the driving. So Jeff and I did the race scene at maybe 70 miles an hour, and the stunt drivers did it about 140 miles an hour and did the real stunts. But some of it was pretty hairy, I must say. And in fact, when we first started, we were very concerned about safety. By the third day, of course, it was a dream come true to be able to zoom down Sunset without a police officer chasing you and giving you a ticket. You know, in fact, they were helping us do it. So, but it was really tough to lock off Sunset from pedestrian traffic and from regular traffic. And sometimes we would shoot shots going down one side of the street while real traffic was going down the other. And if they would be blocked or held, they might get bored waiting, and they would make a U-turn into our lane to get out. And one time, in fact, one time I was doing an actual stunt shot with Gary Davis, Jeff's double, because my driver wasn't there that day. And we were blowing over what's called a blow-by, the camera. The camera's in the road, and we go zooming by, and we were going 100 miles an hour. And as we came over the hill, somebody made a U-turn from the other lane. And the two, I mean, they didn't know what was coming because they were waiting in line. They didn't know what was going on. And all of a sudden, these two maniacs in a Ferrari and a Porsche go blowing by them 100 miles an hour on each side. I think she got the message that maybe U-turns, illegal U-turns, were not her cup of tea after that.
You had no problems? Nobody got hurt?
No, nobody got hurt.
No cars crashed?
Well, we did destroy 3 Porsches, 3 brand new Porsche Cabriolets. The axles were cracked, and one very difficult stunt. In fact, 1 hour we lost 2 $45,000 cars, but that's showbiz, you know. They were insured. I don't think Lloyd's of London was happy about it, but it was fun to watch.
Jim, you have such a strong screen presence, which
you.
I'm sure you're aware of, and I love that. I think that's what movie acting is all about. Is this something that you just naturally had, or did you have to work to develop it?
Well, I think it's the kind of thing, if indeed I do have it, and I appreciate your saying that I do, I think it's the kind of thing that I truly believe that actors are really made, born and not made. You know, there was a theory for a while there, the Lee Strasberg method, you know, you could take anybody and put them on screen and they were going to be a natural actor. Well, maybe sometimes you could take someone who was close to who they really were and have them playing that kind of character and it would work. But I think by and large, a good, versatile actor who's going to have a career over 40 years, it's just an indigenous talent, the way being a great surgeon is an indigenous talent, or a great painter, or a great homemaker. I don't know, whatever someone is suited to. And I guess I'm just lucky enough to have my talent, if I do have it, to be a strong screen presence. You know, I'm a terrible cook.
One quick question: growing up, was there any one actor that you liked a lot?
Yeah, Gary Cooper was a favorite of mine, as a matter of fact. I liked that he just had this natural screen presence that was very dignified. I've always been, I guess maybe because I was a military child, I've always been a very patriotic person. I've always very much liked my country, and the more I work out of the country, the more I like America. And Gary Cooper, to me, somehow really personified what was simple and good and earthy about America, what gave it its backbone. He reminded me of my family, my dad, and my brother. I mean, very soft-spoken, sort of quiet, strong men like that. And it's been something that always appealed to me.
Well, Jim, it has taken us 20 years to get around to this interview, but
well,
may
I hope it's not going to be 20 more after.
May I tell you, it was well worth waiting for.
Well, thank you.
I enjoyed it a lot, and congratulations on Against All Odds and your
you.
performance.
Thank
Very,
you.
very good.
Thanks. I worked in Dallas.
Super
I worked in Dallas.
interview. Super interview. Yeah.
Hold on. Just try not to move.
Okay.
And is there a look okay? We is rotate. The look should be cheated a little to the left. We is not rotating your look.
Jim, as an actor, how do you feel about giving
Give way for speed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so used to when you say go ahead that it's for me. I'm sorry. Jim, as an actor, how do you feel about giving interviews? What is your favorite recollection of working with Bette Davis? How would you compare Faye Dunaway and Bette Davis? They were both in that same project. Jim, you have such a strong screen presence. Is this something that you just have naturally, or did you have to develop it? Okay, just a second. All right. That chase scene on Sunset Boulevard is really something. Was it Sunset Boulevard? How did you do that chase scene? All right, now just reactions.
You know, incidentally, you don't mind if I talk while you're looking at
No,
it, but
not at all.
incidentally, we actually shot an alternate version where we weren't going to use the chase scene at all. They had to get approval from Columbia to pay because it was such an expensive scene to shoot. It actually there was an alternate scene that we shot in the palace where that's the first time you see my character. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. Then at the end of the picture, we went and we shot the chase scene separately.
At the end of the picture?
Yeah.
They always do this.
Oh yeah, because they're afraid they're going to lose the actors. That's why. I'm serious. They're afraid
One
of-
more question. I forgot. Okay, one more question. Okay. Did anyone get hurt, or did you have any car crashes? Okay. Okay, fine. We got it.